it's not to be. Harriers one season in the National League, and they're going back to the National League North.
Yeah, it's a disappointing day for everybody, I think, involved at the football club. It's difficult to find the words to say anything after a game of football when, we did, I think, emulate the whole season today, where we came up against a player that scored his 35th goal. And again, talking about Eastleigh, how they're fighting for survival when you've got a goal scorer that's got 35 goals. We've got 39 goals in total. That in itself, I think, just about sums it up. He came across to me at the end of the game, shook my hand, said, not me, but Kidderminster Harriers, if we had your defence, and he wasn't having a pop at his players, but if we had your defence or your defensive stats and the goal scorer that they've got, they would have been champions in his eyes. But that's the manager's job, piecing together a jigsaw and trying to sometimes get a performance out of players that it's above and beyond them. I thought today we had enough good chances, we had enough opportunities, we had enough possession, we had a couple of saves from young Dibs, shall we call him, and he kept us in the game. And at 1-0, you always think, if we've got a goal scorer, we've got a chance of nicking something from this game. But it wouldn't have been a pinch. It was one of them where you're asking the players to give everything for the cause and take it to the last game, and we couldn't do that. But it just emulated what we are. We're a good team, with and without the ball. We can defend, we put our bodies on the line, we fight for the cause, we've got people who care, but we just haven't got a natural goal scorer. We just haven't got somebody that finishes off the good work until that final moment. And it's amazing what a natural goal scorer, one, looks like, and two, affects your team and your changing room. It's like you can have the worst day of your career as a centre-back or a full-back or a goalkeeper, and you can be playing terribly, and all of a sudden somebody sticks the ball in the back of the net. We had a kid called John McGinley at Bolton Wanderers who's just so natural at putting the ball in the back of the net, and then Andy Walker come along, then Nathan Blake came along, and it used to get us out of a bit of trouble, when you're digging deep and trying to defend and trying to hang on to something, and then you get somebody who sticks the ball in the back of the net. We haven't had that, and because we haven't had that, that's the reason why we've been relegated. Now that doesn't mean to say the number 9 in particular at this football club, or whoever has played number 9 or striker or 10 or 7 or 11, doesn't mean to say they're responsible for us going down. Collectively we're all responsible, and me included in that. 17 games into our tenure, myself and Macca, I feel as if almost like we owe the Kidderminster fans an apology, because again, over 3,000 today, again, show up, turn up, they want to take it to the last game, and we just couldn't do it. So I'm disappointed from that perspective. We prepared properly for it, we prepared well for it, and I think everybody witnessed the commitment that the players have given in the 17 games that we've been here, and I've thanked them for that, but if we go to Barnet, the last game of the season, we want to finish on a high and hopefully have something to build in the summer months, so that we can maybe have a platform to get a foothold in a competition that we need to be winning next year.
You say that, Phil. Obviously, the many questions are being asked from fans and probably from pundits alike. Phil Brown will be leading the charge for Harriers next season.
Well, we're well and truly into conversations regarding a 2-year deal. I've not hidden that fact. I've not disguised that fact. I like the football club. I have to have a deep conversation with myself and my family regarding the division down and what that looks like. Yes, I'm not frightened of the challenge. Yes, I have fallen in love with the club. Yes, I do like the people who run the football club, and I've worked well with them. And yes, I do like the spirit within Kidderminster. All of that is something to work with, and if you've got that kind of chemistry to a certain extent, but if you've got that kind of charisma as a manager, that's the kind of charisma that you can impose on your own football team. You want to see hard work. You want to see hard work rewarded. And I think the Kidderminster fans are like that, you know. They do like to see a team that grafts. We took a wander through the town centre yesterday, and I was talking to the players before the game about what had changed between first game and 17 games on, and what's changed is the level of support and the level of belief that the supporters have had because of the way the team has performed. I agreed with it 100%, but again, we just fell short, and we fell short long term, but we just fell short in the game, and it was a total summary of our season.
If you are here to stay for next season, you obviously got a lot of players here that, you know, you've moved 8 or 9 in on a temporary basis. Yeah, would you look to try and make some of those permanent? And what about the players who are permanent?
I think there's a lot of conversations to be had this week about myself, obviously, Neil MacDonald and Dean Holdsworth's obviously in deep conversations with myself and Macca. The three of us, in terms of experience, would be a fantastic backroom staff, if you like, from the chairman, Richard Lane, to, you know, the team itself. You know, that for me is a structure that's already in place, and it would be crazy not to try and keep that together, but only promotion back to the National League would be the answer. And I would be willing to talk where that's concerned with regards to length of contract or type of contract or amount in the contract. All of them conversations are to be had still. But having realised that we've gone down here, it's probably a little bit too early to be discussing all that. But I've said to the players I want to see them next week, because I want to know who wants to be here. And I think you have to say it, that the commitment that they've showed in the last 17 games, a lot of them want to be here because myself and Neil are here. But I need that commitment from the minute they sign a contract, if necessary. Every manager does. To the minute that they leave the football club, you want that commitment day in, day out, week in, week out, and game in, game out, more importantly. It has been a little bit inconsistent, to say the least. So I'm looking for a level of consistency, and that comes from, to a certain extent, the basics that I put in place for next season. But at the same time, as I say, I'm probably rabbiting on here about ifs, buts and maybes, but bottom line is today, it's a painful day for myself, for my family, for my backroom staff. I'd like to say the backroom staff have really been outstanding contributors to myself and Neil MacDonald coming in here and bedding us in and finding out a lot about the players, but the players have given their all. It's just been not enough. And the little bit of quality that we do interest in signing at Kidderminster next year will help these kind of games turn from a 1-0 to a 2-1, but more importantly, get our noses in front. Everyone wants a goal scorer, everyone wants somebody who's going to put the ball in the back of the net in a tight 1-0. Eastleigh had that today. 35 goals that lad's got. We've scored 39 as a team. It tells you the story.
Phil, thank you very much.
What would be your final message to the Harriers fans who perhaps might not see their team now for a few months? Obviously the home attendances have been great, and there will be those that travel to Barnet, but for many they're going to head into the summer now and just hoping for better things next season.
We've lived in hope since I've arrived here, Matty, and when I used to say it as a manager, good players know that they're good players. Bad players hope that they play well. That is so true. It was said to me when I was at Bolton Wanderers under Bruce Rioch. You know, bad players hope, but the supporters have to live in hope, for sure. And the hope comes from hard work, the hope comes from signings that we'll make, the hope comes from performances in pre-season, the hope comes from the press conference, from what a manager's saying and what a manager believes in. So all of them things will come when we get together, finish the season off first and foremost, and after that discuss a lot of hard conversations with individuals about who I want at the football club, who I don't want at the football club. But as I say, the chairman's going to have that conversation with me. He might not want me at the football club, he might want me at the football, I don't know. So, but the offer is in place. There's a lot of hard work to be done, a lot of decisions to be made. So it's silly me talking the way I'm talking until we've had them hard conversations, until the season's finished, to be fair. We'll go away, dust ourselves down, have a closed season away from everybody, and try and make some kind of sense out of what's just happened, because relegation hurts.